This is Dan from Vagabond Buddha. I am in Vienna, Austria, and I'm here with Chung Hui and one of her modeling friends, Renee. They're both from Malaysia. They're runway models. That's where they met, and Renee now lives in Budapest with her boyfriend, Marcus, and as you know, Chung Hui and I are traveling around, and we decided to visit. And while we're in Budapest, Marcus is from Vienna, and so we're come to Vienna to check it out. And they're shopping. I'm not a big fan of shopping, so I decided to retrace my last visit in Vienna to see how things have changed. I'm going to go back over the same path and do my Old Town walking tour this time. Last time I just took pictures of everything. This time I'll make a few comments as we go. And then at some point they're both like being in front of a camera. They'll show up at some point, but probably not the walking tour. Probably one of the other tours, maybe food or something like that. But anyway, that's what's happening. I'm on my way to the first stop in the walking tour, so stay tuned. This is Dan of Vagabond Buddha. This is the video of my free Vienna walking tour. There's an interactive Google map for this walking tour. Just click the link in the notes below this YouTube video on your smartphone. At that link, you'll also find day tours, restaurants, accommodations, transportation, along with a link to the best travel or retire cheap in paradise locations in the world, and how to make money while you travel the world. Okay, back to our video. I know what you're thinking. How could this be a background shot? It's so big and beautiful. I want to know what it is. There's just too much here. This is just filler video. And you're thinking, oh, it couldn't get any crazier. What? Yes, background. Only background.
How do you know?
This is Park Biergarten. It's on the walking tour. You'll walk right by it. You'll see on the map. Take a picture if you like. So behind me is one of the most famous opera houses in the world. This is the Vienna Opera House. It was originally inaugurated in 1869 with Mozart's Giovanni playing. The opera house was mostly destroyed by Allied bombs and fire in 1945. Of course, that's World War II time period. However, the frescoes by Moritz von Schwind in the main square, or the main stairs, vestibule, and the tea room survived. The opera house was reopened 10 years later in about 1955, and it's remains an active opera house, attracting the most talent in the world. Of course, Vienna is known for it is a music mecca, if you will. Across the street from the opera house is Sacer Hotel. This is a 5-star hotel. It's famous for a chocolate cake, Sacer Tort. In fact, that is what the line is for over there. I had the good fortune of staying in this hotel my first visit to Vienna about 10 years ago. Staying with friends this time. But it's ridiculously expensive. It was like $600 a night or something like that. But it was certainly lovely. It's a 5-star, one of the most respected, well-known hotels in the world. And many a famous opera singer has stayed here. The hotel is considered one of the finest hotels in the world. The hotel was built on the spot where Antonio Vivaldi once lived. and the opera house is to my back, so the back door to it. So if you were singing tonight, you would enter through this door here. So that's the back of the opera house. This is the Sacer Hotel, and adjacent to the side is one of the most beautiful walking streets in the world. It's not actually on the walking tour, but this is the last stop. I'll let you wander down here on your own, but as you can see, it's definitely worth a walk. Enjoy. So behind me is St. Stephen's. It's the most important Catholic church in Vienna. And it's in a beautiful square. I'll show you more of the church, but I thought I'd show you the square I'm in too. As you might expect, because of the ground we're on has a very long cultural history. There's other interesting buildings around here, so it's a beautiful place to come take some pictures. There's a few ungodly new things here too, but that's the price for progress in some parts of the world. All right, let's look at the church. So the church stands on the ruins of two earlier churches. The first, a parish church that was consecrated in 1147 AD. Because of its historical significance, the church has hosted many of the most important events in the nation's history. Let's try to sneak inside and give you an idea of what it looks like. It's got the Gothic construction and ornate nature that you typically see in a Gothic church from this period. And it's well done, as you can see. Let's check the middle gallery. This is the center gallery of the church. So this is St. Peter's in Vienna. The construction of this new Baroque church was begun around 1701. The design was inspired by the St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. The church was consecrated to the Holy Trinity. And as usual, because of the significance of church in society, there's often beautiful squares with some of the most beautiful buildings in the city, and that's true here also in the square in front of the church here. And again, you don't need to remember any of this, just click the link below this YouTube video. There's a interactive Google map there. You can add or remove places, and this will take you through Vienna. And there's links on the webpage, there's links to individual ones, and you're seeing the pictures now, so you'll get an idea of what you might want to add or remove from the tour. As you move along to the next stop on the walking tour, this is the walking street you'll see, and it's a beautiful ornate buildings and many of the same sort of style of construction we just saw in Budapest, but a little more maintained over the years, if you will. Budapest is in the process now of being completely regenerated, and this looks like it has been all along. What defines a culture more than their sweets really. This is Demel. It's a chocolate place, and it's been where the royal family has purchased their chocolates for centuries. And as you can see, there's a queue that's become so famous now that you must queue to try the chocolate. I'm not going to queue right now because Chung Hoi will probably want to try it, but I might sneak back later and queue. So this is the Holford Palace. This has been the home of the most important people here in Austria for centuries. So it was a residence of the Habsburg family. They were the rulers of the Austrian Empire for centuries, and also the Austrian-Hungarian Empire, which was one of the wealthiest empires in history, frankly. Very successful commercially up until about 1920. The Habsburg Palace is officially the residence of the president. The Holford Palace area has been the documented seat of power since 1279 for various republics and empires, kingdoms. Adolf Hitler screamed his populist white nationalism from the balcony of the behind me over my shoulder in 1938, thereby unleashing the darkest forces ever documented in human history. So this is the Burg Theater. This is the Austrian National Theater in Vienna, and one of the most important German language theaters in the world. It's right across the street from our next stop, Rathus City Hall, which I'll show you next. So this is Rathus City Hall. This hosts the hosts the mayor and the city council of Vienna and the governor and assembly of the state. The Rathus was completed in Gothic style in 1883, and the symbol of Vienna is at the top of the tower. Let's see if we can see it. So you couldn't really see the Rathus from the front side, so it's like two square city blocks. So I'm showing you the back side. Walked around back so you can see how magnificent it is. Beautiful building. Well, here is the Vienna Parliament for the country of Austria. And I wanted to show you mainly these beautiful Roman chariots being guided by angels. I always love these. And that's as close as I can get. Hopefully when you're here the remodel's done. It's a gorgeous neoclassical construction. Certainly worth a peek if you're in town. This completes our walking tour. Click the link below this YouTube video to get your interactive Google map of this walking tour for free. Make sure to subscribe to learn how to make money online while you live wherever you like in the world. This is Dan of Vagabond Buddha. Thanks for listening. The world is your home. What time will you be home for dinner?